everyone, this is Amanpreet Kaur from Guru Nanak Dev University and I'm a legal intern at Lexent Company. So the purpose of today's video is basically to compare between the various laws of the marriage, as we can say about Hindu laws and Muslim laws and Christian laws, Parsi laws. So we are just going to compare a quick review on the comparison of these marriage laws. So first of all, it is very important to know that what is marriage. So we can say that marriage is also known as matrimony or wedlock. It is a legally recognized union between two people in a socially and recognized process that establishes rights and obligations also between those persons and also between their biological or adopted children. So it is a sacramental union which is considered as a sacramental union in the Hindu laws. So it establishes rights and obligations, which is a major aspect of the marriage, and it is very important one. So what are the essentials of a valid marriage? First of all, let's talk about Hindu law. So section 5 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 explains conditions for a valid marriage, and those conditions can be, first of all, it is the monogamy process, as we all know. So neither party at the time of marriage should have a spouse which is living or which is alive. So the spouse being alive will bar this remarriage of either party, and even if remarriage happens, it will be null and void. So and the party will be punished under section 494 and section 495 of the IPC for that process. So basically we can say that in Hindu law, monogamy is very essential and polygamy is quite restricted. So further it is we can talk about mental health and capacity. So the condition covers basically three important things: that the party should not be incapable of giving a valid consent due to certain unsoundness of mind, and even if the party gives consent, he must not be suffering from any mental illness at such a rate to be unfit for marriage or procreation of children, and the other person should know about it. He should not be negligent of the fact that the other spouse or the other party is suffering from such illness or such thing. So the other important aspect is the marriageable age. So what is the marriageable age? For party to be eligible for the marriage, we all know that the bride's marriage is the bride's age is 18 years and the men's age is for 21 years. So however, violation of this condition does not make the marriage void or voidable. It is valid though it is penalized. So it can be valid ground for repudiating the marriage. The punishment for such marriage prescribing under the age is imprisonment for 15 days or with a fine of 1000 rupees or both. So then let's talk about degree of prohibited relationship. So as we all know that be it by lineal assent or by affinity, the party should not come under the prohibited relationship. Further, let's talk about Muslim law. So Muslim marriage is regulated by customs. Muslim marriage is a contract with the sole object of procreating, hires a fall. The basic aspect of this, or the basic object of this marriage, is basically to procreate the hires. So and we all know that the four marriages are allowed at once in the Muslim Mohammedan law. And what are the essentials of this marriage? Then parties must be of sound mind. Lunatics can get married at lucid intervals when they can understand what they're doing. Idiots can't do that. Idiots, as we say, that those who are suffering from quite a long mental illness, that they do not have any type of consciousness regarding what is going on and what is not going on, or what is right or wrong. So they can't do that. Further, parties must have attained puberty. A person who is 15 years old is said to have attained puberty unless otherwise is proved, and that is the aspect of their marriage. So the further is the religion of both the parties. So for a valid marriage, both parties must be Muslim irrespective of the sect. And in certain cases, the Muslim men can marry the other religions women, but the female has to convert into Muslim law after the marriage. Okay, so consent is most important here. By both the parties must give their consent to this marriage. They have to give their consent, and if one of the parties is of unsound mind, consent can be given by his or her legal guardian. further we can talk about Christian law. The Indian Christian Marriage Act 1872 governs Christian marriages in India. The conditions for getting a certificate of valid marriage are similar to Hindu Marriage Act 1955. That is, the conditions are the groom must be of at least 21 years and the bride must be at 18 years, and neither party should have a spouse living at the time of the marriage. The bride and groom need a licensed person and 2 witnesses, as we have studied in the Hindu Marriage Act, and finally they need to speak certain words in front of their persons. So let's talk about Parsi law. The Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act 1936 governs Parsi marriage in India. Section 3 of these led some conditions relating to the valid marriage. So a ceremony called Ashirwad has been taken place and 2 Parsi witnesses must be there. The bride and groom should be 21 and 18 and 21 respectively. So yeah, so other than that, there is a Special Marriage Act 1954 which governs inter-religion marriages. So that's all. So we are done with this topic, and if you like this video, put a thumbs up on the video, and if you have any query regarding this, then mention it in the comment box, and also kindly like and subscribe to the channel Let's Click. And it is important to also note that it does not solicit any type of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of the Bar Council of India, and it is for the educational purpose only. Thank you.